Okay, we have to talk about NFTs. We're going to crack open this bizarre, fascinating, and, let's be honest, wildly expensive world of digital stuff to finally understand the hype, the tech, and the huge risks behind these million-dollar JPEGs.
Let's just start with a number that, well, it barely even feels real. $69 million. That is how much one person paid for a single piece of digital art by an artist named Beeple. Not a painting on a wall, a digital file. And that one sale, it changed everything.
Which of course brings us to the one question that everybody is screaming. Why would anyone on Earth pay that kind of money for something you can literally just right-click and save to your desktop for free? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
So, to get to the bottom of this, we've got a plan. First, we'll look at the million-dollar JPEG craze itself. Then, we'll break down what that weird phrase non-fungible actually means. We'll get into the blockchain proof that makes it all possible, navigate the insane gold rush and its very real dangers, and finally, we'll look at what this could all mean for the future of, well, owning anything.
All right, let's dive straight into this digital gold rush. Because that $69 million sale, it wasn't a fluke. Oh no, it was just the very, very shiny tip of a very strange and very expensive iceberg.
And if you thought that was wild, just look at this. The founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, his very first tweet sold for $2.9 million. A digital cartoon cat from a game that went for over $950,000. A little pixelated avatar, over $700,000. And a video clip of a LeBron James dunk, a clip you can go watch on YouTube for free right now, sold for over $100,000.
So how is any of this even possible? It all comes down to solving the biggest problem of the internet, the copy-paste problem. And the key to the whole thing is hidden inside this kind of awkward term, non-fungible. Fungible is just a fancy word for replaceable. You know, my $10 bill is worth the exact same as your $10 bill. We can swap them, it doesn't matter. But non-fungible means it's unique, it's one of a kind. Think of the actual Mona Lisa painting. There is only one. You can't just swap it for a poster from the gift shop. Or a concert ticket with your exact seat number. It's one of one. That's non-fungible.
And here is the secret that everyone misses. The NFT is not the art. It's the unique, unforgeable deed of ownership for the art. It's basically a public receipt written in permanent ink on the internet that proves you, and only you, own the original.
But let's be honest, a digital certificate still sounds kind of flimsy, doesn't it? How can you actually prove you own a bunch of data? Well, that's where the magic of the blockchain comes in.
You know, the process is way simpler than it sounds. First, someone creates a digital thing. Art, music, whatever. Then, that item gets minted, which is just a cool word for registered, as a unique token on a blockchain. And from that moment on, its creation and every single time it's sold is permanently recorded. That means anyone, anywhere, can verify who owns it without needing a bank or a gallery to tell them. And this is what unlocks the real power here. Because it's on a blockchain, ownership is completely verifiable all the way back to the start. It's basically indestructible since the data is copied on thousands of computers all over the world. And your ownership is real. You own it, not the website you bought it from. And maybe the coolest part, especially for artists, is that you can program in royalties, so they get a cut every single time their work gets resold, forever. Now, the technology is fascinating, for sure, but let's get real. The market is an absolute frenzy. We are talking about a full-blown digital gold rush. And that comes with all the hype, all the scams, and all the red flags you'd expect from the Wild West. And when I say gold rush, I am not exaggerating. Just look at this growth. In 2020, the entire NFT market was worth about $95 million, okay? The very next year, it exploded to nearly $25 billion. That's a surge of more than 260 times in 1 year. That's not just growth, that's a speculative mania. This quote really just captures the whole vibe perfectly. If crypto in general is a moonshot investment, then NFTs are like the moonshot inside of the moonshot. We're talking about the highest of high-risk, high-reward territory, and it's all being fueled by a massive fear of missing out. And with that much money flying around so fast, the scammers are everywhere. You've got rug pulls where the founders just take the money and run, phishing attacks to steal your info, fake marketplaces that look real. It is an absolute minefield out there, especially for newcomers. Which brings us to the single most important rule in this entire space. It cannot be said enough. Never, ever invest more money than you are totally prepared to lose. All of it. because the value of these things can, and sometimes does, go to zero overnight.
But okay, if we can just look past the hype and the billion-dollar pictures for a minute, the core technology here, this idea of a unique, verifiable digital proof of ownership, it has staggering potential that goes way, way beyond collecting art.
Forget about art for a second. Imagine if your passport or your ID was an NFT. A secure, universally verifiable digital identity that you control, not some government or giant corporation. No more losing documents, no more crazy verification processes, just instant, provable identity.
Or what about something even bigger, like the deed to your house? If that was an NFT, buying and selling property could become radically faster and more transparent. You could cut out weeks of paperwork and thousands in fees with a single, unbreakable record of who owns what. This same idea could basically end fraud in education. If a university issued your degree as an NFT, it would be impossible to fake. Any employer on the planet could verify it in seconds with complete certainty. And even something as simple as a concert ticket becomes pretty revolutionary. As an NFT, it could completely wipe out the fraudulent resale market and stop scalpers in their tracks. And even better, the artist could get a cut every single time that ticket is resold, creating a whole new way to make a living. Which brings us right back to the final multi-billion-dollar question. Is all of this just a massive, speculative bubble, fueled by hype and ready to pop in a spectacular way? Or are we actually looking at the building blocks for a brand new digital economy? The foundation for how we're going to own things in the future? Right now, the truth is, it's probably a little bit of both.